Hey guys, what's up? My name is Eric and I'm the Techy Agent, and today we're taking a look at the brand new Apple Watch Series 3. Now, even though the Apple Watch is a smartwatch, that's not actually what our review is going to focus on today. We're going to put the Apple Watch through a series of different health and fitness tests to see if the Apple Watch Series 3 is, number one, a good fitness tracker, or even better yet, if it's going to replace the great fitness tracker that you already have on your wrist. Now, one of the things that makes the Apple Watch so unique is that it is a smartwatch and it allows you to install third-party applications to use directly on the watch to give you a fully customized experience. Now, Apple, of course, does provide you with their own software that you can use to track fitness and health metrics. However, if you're someone that likes to tamper or tinker with the device, you're probably going to want to install third-party applications on the watch itself and use those third-party applications because they might provide deeper insights and better health tracking capabilities than Apple's own native software. So part of this review isn't going to be just looking at the Apple Watch and the native apps that are included on the watch itself, but also looking at third-party software and its ability to provide you additional customization and insights. And that makes the Apple Watch a little bit hard to review because since there are so many different applications that offer very different features, it makes it hard to kind of nail down what features are included on the Apple Watch because there are so many different applications. All of them have different features, all of them provide different metrics and lay out those metrics in a different way. And so what I'm going to do in this review is just kind of cover some of the applications that are the larger applications, the more well-known applications like Strava and the Under Armour applications, and let you know how my experience was in using those particular applications. Some of those applications are able to tap into every sensor that's available on the Apple Watch, and some of those applications are limited, so I want to talk about that as well. But before we get to the software side of things, let's go ahead and talk about the actual hardware, the actual sensors that are on the Apple Watch. So the first sensor is obviously going to be the built-in optical heart rate sensor, and this is essentially the same sensor that Apple has been using since the release of the original Apple Watch. Now, with that being said, the sensor has been calibrated, and it now is able to do even heart rate variability readings on Apple's native app. So that's something that we haven't seen in previous generation Apple Watches. Additionally, this heart rate sensor can be overridden to pair with external heart rate sensors, and one of the things that's really cool that's new with this watch is that you're able to pair with an external heart rate sensor and Bluetooth headphones at the same time. Now, that's a feature I tried to test on the previous generation Apple Watch, and it was not able to pair to two Bluetooth devices at the same time, but that has since changed with the latest firmware update. Additionally, the watch does have built-in GPS, and not just any old built-in GPS sensor. This actually has GLONASS, which means it will be able to tap into international satellites. And that means you'll get quick GPS acquisition and better accuracy as well. New to the Apple Watch Series 3 is also a barometric altimeter, which means you'll be able to get altitude readings native to the watch. That's something that you cannot get on the previous generation watches. The watch also has an accelerometer, which is basically a three-dimensional movement sensor that can detect motion in many different directions. And this sensor will actually be disabled while you're driving, so it won't accidentally give you credit for steps that you didn't take while you're driving. That's a feature that a lot of other fitness sensors have not perfected well yet, but the Apple Watch is able to work in conjunction with your iPhone and detect when you're driving in a car to not give you credit for movement that you shouldn't be getting credit for. Now, in terms of using Apple's native software for tracking things like a gym workout, you get very basic metrics. You'll get the time elapsed, your active calories, or basically how many calories you're burning per minute, your total calories, and your heart rate, and then you'll have a section that you can swipe to for music controls if you're listening to your Bluetooth headphones. That's about it. You're getting very basic metrics in terms of gym metrics, but that's okay. All I really care about when I'm doing a gym workout is mostly the time elapsed and how many calories I've burned and the ability to look at my heart rate. If you want more metrics than that, you're going to have to look at other additional third-party software that is available to tap into additional metrics, or even looking at things like gym-based exercise and telling you form. Now, in terms of using the built-in optical heart rate sensor on the Apple Watch for things like gym-based exercise, I'll go ahead and show you here. It's 62 beats before I begin my workout or begin this particular lift. After the lift, when I come back, it quickly is able to find my active heart rate at about 120 beats per minute, but it was probably about a 20-second latency, but that is very acceptable in terms of the standards that are applied to optical heart rate sensors. So in all honesty, this heart rate sensor for gym-based exercise is going to perform just as well as any other optical heart rate sensor that's on any other fitness tracker on the market. So it's definitely keeping up in terms of heart rate sensors in the gym. I found this to also be the case with, just about any sort of gym-based exercise that I threw at it. There was about a 20-second latency period, and again, that's about typical for an optical heart rate sensor on the market right now. Now, for me, one of the selling features of the Apple Watch is its ability to pair with an external heart rate sensor, which I prefer to use for gym-based exercise just because it provides an additional layer of accuracy, and the Apple Watch was able to pair with both my Polar H7 chest strap and also my Scosche Rhythm Plus armband, and I was able to also use the external pairing with the third-party apps. As you'll see here in a moment, in real time, this heart rate sensor is very accurate. It's able to capture my heart rate basically immediately in real time, and I was able to use that heart rate sensor with third-party apps, and what you're seeing here is actually the Under Armour Record app, not Apple's native app. So for strength training and other gym-based exercise like boot camp style exercises, high intensity interval training, and CrossFit style exercises, I prefer to use Apple's native health apps or the Under Armour Record app, which I thought was really great for this kind of exercise. And so it recorded my heart rate information flawlessly. It was able to pair with external heart rate sensors. And in terms of being a gym watch, I really like what Apple is offering here, especially because I'm able to completely customize my experience using third-party apps. Now, in terms of tracking GPS or distance-based activities like jogging and cycling, it became a little bit more difficult to figure out which apps were the best because not every application was able to tap into the onboard GPS. So I tried many applications that all tapped into the heart rate sensor, but most of these that you're seeing on screen now did not tap into the GPS, and I was a little bit disappointed in that. I don't know if they just haven't developed that feature yet or what. The only app that I really enjoyed using was the Strava application for cycling and for running, and I was able to get detailed GPS information using the Strava app independent of having my phone with me. So that was great. The Apple Watch was fully functional using the Strava application in terms of using both heart rate data and GPS information as well. One of my biggest disappointments was that I was not able to get a lot of metrics above and beyond what you're going to even get with the native app. So you're not going to get advanced cycling or running metrics. You're just going to get very basic information. As a matter of fact, I wasn't able to get cadence information on any of the apps that I used, whether they were the native apps that Apple provides or third-party applications. I was not able to get advanced running metrics. So that was a little bit disappointing. The one exception is that I was able to get a VO2 max score after my runs if I used the native Apple Watch app. Now, if I used other applications, other third-party applications, I was not able to get a VO2 max score. So for me, it's important that an application is able to tap into every sensor that's available, and so I've narrowed it down to a few applications that I'm going to use on an ongoing basis. For steady state cardio like running and jogging and cycling, I'm going to use the Strava application because it can tap into all of the sensors including the GPS, and I get detailed information. And so the Strava application, in my opinion, is the best application to use for steady state cardio like jogging and cycling. For diet tracking, I'm going to use MyFitnessPal. It's great to be able to do diet tracking right from the wrist. For gym-based activity, I preferred to use the Under Armour Record application, and for hiking or walking or non-conventional cardio exercise that would require GPS, I'm going to use the View Ranger app. Now, one of the interesting things about all of those applications there is that they all tap into the Apple Health ecosystem. So anything that's recorded on those applications will be automatically synchronized with the Apple Health app applications. The Apple Health applications are divided up into two categories. You have your activity app and you have your health app. The activity app is going to be exclusively looking at your exercise data, and then the health app is going to be that comprehensive all-day fitness tracking app where you get to look at all of the rest of the data. The Apple Watch application is where you go to set up all of your smartwatch settings and determine which applications are actually on the Apple Watch. And then I use the Auto Sleep application to bring sleep tracking to the Apple Watch, and it does a fantastic job doing that. And I want to take a moment actually to review that application specifically. So the Auto Sleep application has a main dashboard where you can see what your average heart rate was for the night, as well as when you were awake, when you were asleep. You'll also get a recharge score based on how many hours of sleep you feel that you need. A lot of the application bases a lot of its metrics on the feedback that you give it. So in addition to looking at your heart rate information and how much movement you've had throughout the night, it will ask you if you feel like you're rested or if you're not rested, and it will rely on a lot of the feedback that you give it to kind of calibrate the sensors. And that's one of the things that I really liked about this application. It allows you to really customize the app to get deep insights into your sleep. And so the Auto Sleep application, it's highly rated on the App Store, and it's the only application that I've downloaded so far for the Apple Watch where I've actually had to spend money to use it, but I feel like it's well worth it. Now, in terms of durability, you're going to get a highly scratch-resistant screen. The Apple Watch has, ever since its inception, had a highly scratch-resistant screen, as well as great waterproofing capabilities. Now, the most recent Apple Watch is rated for swim tracking, and they do allow you to track swimming sports from the watch itself. I haven't had the chance to actually use the Apple Watch Series 3 to track, formal swimming in a pool context, but I have used the Apple Watch extensively in water, and it holds up well. It's a very durable device in terms of its resilience against cracking and the screen scratching, as well as water. So for me, the Apple Watch ticks a lot of boxes. It's a very capable watch in terms of tracking gym-based exercise. It's also very capable in terms of tracking GPS and distance-based sports and steady-state cardio exercise. I really like the smart features. It is obviously a fully fledged smartwatch, and I really like the ability to pair with Bluetooth headphones while also pairing with an external heart rate sensor. Now, I don't even have the LTE version of the watch. I just have the standard version, but I'm still able to take playlists that are saved on my Apple Music subscription service, and those playlists are able to be downloaded to the watch itself, so I can stream music that's saved on the watch itself. Now, if you don't subscribe to Apple Music, you can still take MP3s that you've purchased or downloaded to your computer. You can upload those to the watch through iTunes, so you really do have a superior streaming quality or streaming feature in terms of using the Apple Watch compared to a lot of the other fitness trackers that are on the market. And so what I'm going to be doing actually here in the coming weeks is comparing the Apple Watch against some of the other great fitness trackers that are out there on the market, like the Garmin Vivoactive 3, the new Samsung Gear Fit 2 Pro, the new Fitbit Ionic, and others. And so stay tuned for those videos, and I hope you enjoyed this one. So there was a lot that was not covered in this video, so make sure you check out my other two videos on the Apple Watch to get a total and comprehensive idea of what the Apple Watch can do for you. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Again, my name is Eric, and I'm the Techy Agent. We'll catch you next time.